Yes, sir. It is the greatest. It's your best. It's your favorite hoop podcast duo, the Hoodie and the Headband. We're back with something different, something special, something new to the channel. And we doing a game preview for the first time. Now we got Battle of LA, Battle of Cali, however you want to look at it. As you see from the title, we got UCLA, number 2 UCLA, up against USC. Come on, phone, don't do this to me.
Number 6.
Number 6. I thought number 6, but I wanted to check and be sure. You don't want to fact check, it. Gotta be. Anyways, got a star-studded matchup, man. USC exceeding expectations early on. Really showing that they're a team not to play around with, led by the freshman JuJu Watkins, who's been stellar this season. Already, set the record for most 30-point games as a freshman. And continuing to just hoop out. Hoop out is crazy. Ball out.
Make sure you take the hoops out.
And then you got UCLA, who has a star-studded team as well. Lauren Betts, Charisma Osborne, Kiki Rice, Gabby Hawkins.
I just want to see if he's going to name or not.
Yeah. But they got some killers on that squad on the other side too. Now UCLA has held it down as a number 2 team in the nation since they've been number 2. I'm gonna just let Tariq talk, man. I'll try it here, dog. I'm trying it here. All right. Anyways, star set a matchup. Big time matchup. Beginning of conference play, Pac-12. We've talked about on this show plenty of times. Arguably the best conference in the nation at the moment. Tariq, I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts on this game?
I gotta ask you. Somebody fell. I think this is gonna be an interesting game, just based off of can USC find a way to slow down Lauren Betts, and can they keep up with UCLA scoring? Now, USC scoring has been better this year, obviously, because of JuJu Watkins. But they're still only averaging 80 points a game. UCLA is 7th in scoring in the nation with 90 points per game. So both teams are giving up around the same amount of points. UCLA is giving up 60, but they play better teams. USC is giving up 51. They're holding opponents to shooting around 35%. USC is holding teams to 29% from 3. UCLA is holding teams to 35. The rebounding, the edge goes to UCLA as well, and the ball movement and assist goes to UCLA as well. So really, it's going to be a matchup of how does UCLA try to contain JuJu Watkins, and how does USC decide to guard Lauren Betts and the rest of the supporting cast. I wouldn't say the supporting cast, but the perimeter players. Are you going to allow the perimeter players to do their thing and try to lock down Lauren Betts, or are you going to play one-on-one Lauren Betts and try to contain the perimeter players? Are you going to trade 2s for 3s, basically? Are you going to let Kiki Rice, Charisma Osborne, Gabby Hawkins, and players like that get good shots at the rim? London Jones get shots at the rim and open 3s, or are you going to try to lock down the easy buckets in the paint with Lauren Betts? She's shooting 77% from the floor. So 9 times out of 10, if she shoots the shot, she's going to make it. So that's the question that they got to figure out. Brian Marshall's a very good defender for her size. She's averaging 14 and 10 on the season. And she's averaging 2 blocks as a game as well, as Lauren Betts is. So it'll be a fun post matchup. It'll just be interesting to see what the coaches try to do and how they react to certain adjustments that are made throughout the game.
Facts. Who do you see being a difference maker for both teams in this game?
I think 3-point shooting for USC. So players like Mackenzie Forbes, Taylor Bigby, Caleb Badia, are they going to be able to consistently knock down open shots? I could see UCLA trying to send some different looks at JuJu Watkins to see if that'll rattle her at all. It's their biggest game, obviously, of the season. Their biggest game since Ohio State for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State was a good win for them as well, and that was a team that gave JuJu some trouble early. So JuJu's been playing really well on offense, but they've played some lesser known opponents. So this is a kind of game that is really a barometer for the rest of the season, honestly, because I mean these are the teams just going to be playing because the Pac-12 is really stacked. So the 3-point shooting for USC is going to be the key, I feel, for them, and then for UCLA, probably Kiki Rice and Gabby Jaquez. I feel like Charisma Osborne already she's been in these kinds of environments a ton of times. Obviously, Kiki Rice and Gabby Jaquez were last year, but I feel like they've done really well this year playing off of Lauren Betts. Whether teams are deciding to double or if they're playing her one-on-one, they've been good at throwing her the ball in the post, whether it be up high or on a bounce pass. They've been good at finding lanes to the rim. Gabby Jaquez is really good at cutting to the rim and finding easy baskets. Kiki Rice has shot the ball well from three, so I think those two players will be the key for UCLA.
Yeah, I agree, man. They've really been key pieces for this team since they've gotten there, and they just continue to show up, show out when their numbers called. Reason why they're in this position right now because they're one of the best in their position in the nation. I would feel, and it's just like I don't know. You could tell like UCLA has a lot of good chemistry, like with how they play on offense. Their offense flows. So that'll be something to watch out for. But nevertheless, don't want to sleep on USC. Like we mentioned, Pac-12 is a tough conference, and they're part of the reason why they are a tough conference. Like I could see these teams matching up somewhere down the line in the Pac-12 Pac-12 tournament, maybe in the later rounds, maybe getting to the championship or semifinals or whatever, depending on how they do rank up after conference play ends. But yeah, man, excited for this matchup. Excited to see how the young players play in this game, being that this is their first, second time entering conference play. Non-con isn't quite as competitive as conference play, obviously. So that'll be something really to watch for. Like the intensity on the game is up. As we get closer and closer to March, calendar year is about to end. We about to end of the new year. So that time is coming. We're getting closer and closer by the day. And so this is just the start. And this will really set the tone for how conference play is going to go for both these teams for the conference, really. So I'm looking forward to the matchup, man. I'm looking forward to see what goes down. All right. Prediction. Who wins this game by how much? This game is in UCLA. But is that really a home game for UCLA when USC right around the corner?
It's sold out.
It's sold out.
Sold out. So it might be half and half. It really might be 50-50. It could be more USC than UCLA. It could be more UC. You never know.
Never know.
It's really a home game for both of them, honestly.
I mean, only one team's band is playing, unless both bands are going to be there. I don't know how the band setup is going to be, but I mean, you know what I mean, though. Like,
yeah.
You're in the home environment. You're going to see
that they got that's theirs. That's the only thing that they got that USC don't got. I'm gonna go UCLA. I want to see USC in this kind of environment, see how they handle it. Not that they didn't handle it well when they played early in the season, but I think Ohio State was still getting used to the players that they have, or that they had added, and I just think UCLA's got a little bit more talent at this moment in time, and I want to see how USC responds to having these kinds of games because they're still going to play Colorado, they're going to play Oregon State, Utah, Washington State, Washington. Like, there's a gauntlet. There is a gauntlet in the Pac-12, and they're going to need to win these kinds of games. So I wouldn't be surprised if they won, but I do think it'll be a close one. But I think UCLA, I think their experience and their cohesion on both sides of the basketball will help them.
Don't forget Stanford's in this conference too. You didn't even mention Stanford. I was waiting for you to mention Stanford. And you got the Stanford sweatshirt on.
I knew I was missing somebody.
You listen to every team. I was just waiting for you to say Stanford. I'm like, wait, did they not play Stanford in conference play?
I was like, because I said Oregon State so early that I was like,
I'll say Utah, Oregon State, Colorado.
Oregon State's undefeated.
Oh no, yeah. I'm not saying that's bad to say Oregon State, but I'm just saying you said Oregon. I wouldn't think to say Oregon State before saying Stanford.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Score prediction. They both.
It could be a high scoring game.
They both score. I mean, UCLA scores 90 points a game. USC scores 80. I would say
70 range.
Yeah, I was about to say like UCLA 78, 79 to 68, 69.
Yeah.
Like that. So score prediction of 78 to 70. How about that?
78 to 70?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it being that way.
Pac-12. It could
being a less than 10-point game. But I could also see it being a runaway if UCLA gets clicking and gets going, and I don't know, like once they start going, it's hard to stop them. I mean, you can say about any top team really whenever, because a lot of the top teams in the nation have great offenses, and that's why they are where they are. But yeah, I mean, I just think that Tennessee's going to be there, and that's going to make this a low-scoring game for both teams, even though they score at a high rate or have scored at a high rate so far this season. So I'm thinking, like you said, 70s, maybe 60s. Who knows? But I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be decided by less than 10.
Do we think JuJu Watkins scores 30?
No. I'm saying no, but if she scored more than 30, she's the one, not the two, like I said.
If she scored 30, I think they win this game.
Yeah.
If she scores 30, I think they win this game.
Now, me saying I don't think she scores 30 is not a knock to JuJu, but I think more so is because, I mean, I'm not doubting JuJu by any means necessary. I'm not doubting JuJu at all. She's arguably one of the best players in the nation. I feel like she's one of the front runners for National Player of the Year. I'm standing firm on that. I'm standing on business on that. That take is staying there as long as JuJu's playing at the level that she's playing at. But at the same time, I'm not trying to predict where she has hiccups at, but if she were to have a hiccup, I feel like it'd be in this game, in this environment. Now, but she's at home though, so she feel comfortable. Really, she's been playing in front of these people for 4 years before putting on that USC jersey. Same people probably watched that Sierra Canyon. She at home, so that probably gives her more incentive to play well. But I don't know. I just think they just zero in on JuJu and really try to let others beat them. I feel like that should be the game plan for UCLA, is let anybody but JuJu Watkins beat us. So I'm going to take the under on 30 for JuJu. Probably be like 23 though.
Yeah, I think she scores in the 26 ish range. I think she scores if her over under is 25, I'm going over.
Okay.
That's
I feel like that's a fair over under to put it as.
Yeah, I mean she averaged
out of how many games?
She's averaging 26.
Out of 10 games, she scored 30 in how many of them? What, 5?
That's what I say. If she broke the record with 4 and then did it again, yeah, 5.
So half the games they've played, she's dropped 30.
She did miss a game, by the way. She missed a game.
I peeped that too as I was doing research.
So 9, I think.
Yeah. So in more than half of the games she's played, she's dropped 30.
That's crazy.
Like I said, I'm not saying that I am saying that she won't drop 30, but I'm not saying that she can't drop 30 in this game. Yeah. I just don't think so. If I were to make a prediction, I think she has a cool 20-something, like Tariq said, like 26. I said like 23. Anywhere between like 23 to like 27 is the range for JuJu, I believe. But But
I'm not
yeah,
mad.
other than that, man, this should be a good matchup. 8 o'clock Saturday night.
Sold out.
I mean, if you ain't doing
Love
nothing,
it.
tune in. I know I'm gonna be tuned in.
Even if you are doing something, still tune in.
Still tune in. You at the function. I
If
know
you
it's a
got,
Saturday. You at the function. I ain't gonna lie. As long as I've been, out and about, whatever, being an adult and doing things while games are on, I'm always the one in the corner of the party with the game on my phone. I'm always in the spot. They got the TVs in the spot. I'm always watching the game. I don't care about what song is playing. I ain't turning up. I'm at the bar watching the game. Tariq can tell you.
oh,
We ain't gonna mention. We ain't gonna mention.
you lucky I'm not on my fist though.
Tariq definitely is federal, man. He got a badge somewhere tucked away.
If I was, I'd be snitching right now.
But Officer McDowell.
That man was in the.
Listen,
Instead
man.
of looking at blank,
Chill,
he
chill,
was
chill,
looking
chill,
at.
chill. Getting too much now, too much now. Anyways, man, we be doing more of these previews as the season progresses because we got a lot of matchups going on in the second half of the season.
Absolutely.
Big
Saturday is a big
matchups
day for me.
going on with conference play. And
We got
some
some
like
big games Saturday too.
inter-conference matchups as well. I know South Carolina and UConn are meeting up next month. Well, not next month, in February. Yeah, so we got some big games, and as the season progresses during this conference play stretch. So yeah, be on the lookout for these not recaps, for these previews and recaps.
We got a couple top 15 matchups. We got another top 10 matchup. Baylor playing Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Top 15 matchup with Colorado and Utah.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, BYU and I was about to say BYU and TCU.
Uh-huh.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
West Virginia and Kansas play. That's a good one. Ohio State and Michigan play, and then Minnesota and Iowa. So,
All right.
conference play has officially begun, ladies and gentlemen. We've got
Yes,
some good.
Sirski, man. We get into the nitty-gritty, man. The best part of the season before the madness.
Yeah. And y'all know
Yes.
we like that.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. This has been a little mini episode, whatever, extra, whatever you want to call it. We'll find something for it. But be sure to tune in. Check back. We'll be back next week, full episode. Until then.
Appreciate y'all.